This presentation will be an exploration, discussion and evaluation of the range of pedagogies that might be employed in teaching humanities to the following Year 6 cohort. The Year 6 Humanities content provides opportunities for students to develop understanding through key concepts and provide a focus for inquiry and investigation across the substrands of history, geography, economics and business, or civics and citizenship. While the Australian curriculum specifies what is to be learned in the classroom, it's the translation of the curriculum into learning experiences which will determine the success of learning. Learning experiences need to be worthwhile and should reflect a number of principles. This unit of work, Our Class History, has been adapted from activities on the Australian Human Rights Commission website. The activities in this unit have links to the substrands of history, geography, and civics and citizenship, and involve the following concepts for understanding from the Australian curriculum as shown. Activities for this unit were designed with the Year 6 cohort in mind. Students learn significance of their own culture and identity and how that forms who they are today. They explore their heritage and then expand the investigation to Australian migrants and where they have come from to develop a deeper understanding of the mix of cultures that make up Australia. UDL involves translating the curriculum into meaningful, sometimes multifaceted learning activities that are relevant, accessible and engaging for all students. Multiple means of representation give all learners various ways of acquiring information and knowledge. This involves presenting information in multiple formats. For example, direct teaching would appeal to the boys, group discussion would assist the ADHD and EASL students and appeal to the girls. Differing assignments allow each group in the cohort to achieve their best potential and relieves the pressure for the low socioeconomic students. Visual, auditory and kinesthetic presentations cater for all different learning styles. Multiple means of expression provide all learners alternatives for demonstrating what they know. This means offering multiple and perhaps non-traditional avenues for assessment, which go beyond written assignments or tests and include verbal and visual presentations or performances. Within this cohort, this allows for differentiation and formative assessment, permitting for each child to demonstrate to their best potential their knowledge of the content. Multiple means of engagement tap into all learners' interests, offer appropriate challenges and increase motivation. Differing needs, learning styles, abilities and interests are all taken into account to ensure that strengths along with needs are addressed for all individuals. Differential instruction can enable the scaffolding for EASL and ADHD students, as well as extending high achievers and catering for the different learning styles of boys and girls. It also provides flexibility for the low socioeconomic students. Developmental theories can guide and influence our teaching, including our pedagogical approaches, curriculum design and assessment tools. The learning environment is important to pedagogy. It should enable fostering of cooperative and mutual support and positive relationships, not only between student and teacher, but also between the students themselves. Designing and managing differentiated instruction can be challenging because students work at many levels and at varying paces. The theoretical roots for differentiated instruction can be linked to constructivism, and more specifically Vygotsky's zone of proximal development, wherein students are capable of more than expected when working at more difficult levels with appropriate scaffolding or support. Key concepts need to be clarified to ensure understanding. Present material in different ways, written, orally, visually, to ensure that each student has the same opportunity of understanding of the concepts, which is particularly useful for EASL and ADHD students. Emphasise critical and creative thinking. Post objectives, goals and standards on the board using child-friendly language, pictures or icons for activities, so as to provide each student with the best chance for comprehension, also particularly helpful for EASL and ADHD learners. Foster and manage positive interactions. Encourage groups to be diverse in nature, where each child has the chance to make a positive contribution. Develop a balance between student and teacher-selected tasks, engaging students to take charge of their own learning. CRT can be useful to empower students intellectually, socially, and emotionally, using cultural references that impart knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Encouraging the sharing of cultural traditions and beliefs can also promote inclusiveness and understanding for the ESL students. When students use collaborative approach to find information and then question each other or teach each other regarding the lesson content, multiple layers of concept reinforcement can be achieved. This type of activity would appeal particularly to the girls in the cohort and would be beneficial to all students. The unit provides both summative and formative assessment to enable varying ways to demonstrate knowledge. Assessment rubrics, peer assessment, portfolio assessment and group work all provide different means for assessing content knowledge and different ways for students to demonstrate their understanding. Using assessment as a teaching tool not only informs teaching practices, but also provides information about their students' learning styles, language proficiency, and cultures. Monocultural, monolingual societies are a thing of the past, and all educators are faced with the challenge of working with learners who are diverse in terms of culture, language, background, and learning ability.